I have a couple hours worth of lessons today, so I'm gonna be sitting inside, not doing much. So I'm gonna go for a run before I do that. This is me telling you. Three and a half miles. Felt good. I gotta go teach lessons now. Done with lessons. I'm gonna go take a shower now. That last lesson was 2 hours long. The longest lesson I've done, but it was good. We went over a lot of songs, like 10 songs or something like that, but it was just really, 2 hours is a long time to do anything. Hello there. Welcome to the new segment of this show, Let's Talk Gear. In today's segment, we're going to be going over the Focusrite 2i, what is this called? The Focusrite 2i2. I get a lot of questions about this guy, so I figured I would take today to kind of answer some of those questions that I get very frequently. The biggest one is this worth the money? And considering how cheap it is, will it hold up or is it just a bad interface? According to Amazon, the Focusrite 2i2, this interface, is $154.99. So, question is this interface worth $150 for only being a 2-channel interface? Short answer, yes. I love this thing. I've had mine for, this is the old version. I've had mine for like 8 years now. And this thing has been dropped, kicked. There was actually a couple of times where it slid off of a case. This was back before I had everything mounted. Slid off of a case and was kicked. My shoe kicked it across the parking lot and it slid like 10 feet. Thing still worked and is not broken. I mean, there's scrapes and stuff on it, but if you kick something across the parking lot or drop it, it's gonna get scrapes. And I think a lot of it is because it's just like it's made of metal, like it's aluminum on the outside with like plastic sides. So it feels really sturdy. It's super simple, like it's just a USB 2.0 plug and 2 outs with 2 ins. The monitor knob is on the front, so like if you're running tracks, I use this for tracks if I have to. Like if this is like the last ditch effort, if I don't have anything else and we just need something, this is like a step up from a headphone jack on a computer. I do click as the left, which is channel 1, and then tracks is the right. Obviously running tracks as a mono source is not ideal, but it gets sound to the system, so it accomplishes that very okay-ish. But to control that, you control the monitor knob on here. Like I said, I've been using this thing for 8 years and it has never failed me. I've had the cable that came with it. It just recently died like 6 months ago. But still, for a cable to last that long, that's pretty good for, I think I got this for $100 for a $100 or $150 interface. It's not bad. As far as recording with this, I've used this to track drums, believe it or not. It's more for like singer-songwritery, lower budget kind of productions, and it's like for like on the go if I don't have my big interface with the 16 channels and you know, all that stuff. This guy works great. Just use a condenser in the first input and then a kick drum in the second input. Gets the job done. Not for everything, but for some things it works great for that. And tracking in it, it sounds great. The pre's are decent for $100. I mean, There's no like hissing or nasty noise from it. Obviously if you go up to like the claret and stuff, the pre's are a little bit better, sounds a little bit better. And like when you get to like Apollo stuff, that obviously is a step up, and you're paying for the pre's and a lot of other features that come with those. But this is just a super basic beginner interface that is awesome. It sounds great, it's super stable, and it's super easy to use. Like, I know every time I plug this into my computer, it's just instantly gonna work. I have a Focusrite Pro 40 that's a Firewire connector, and to be honest, there have been a lot of times where I have to restart my computer because it's just not registering. I have to restart the interface, like that whole thing. This guy never had any issues with that. I plug it in and it just shows up. So for that, it's amazing, especially for traveling musicians, and if you need something for like tracks or for key rigs, this is really popular for keys because you only need to send a stereo out from your computer. This guy's great. I know guys at Elevation that use these. It's just a very standard thing because they're cheap and they sound good. You don't have to worry about destroying it or anything else, because if you do, worst case, you spend another 100, 150 bucks and you get a new one. This thing's great. With this guy, you also get phantom power that powers both these inputs. You also get line and instrument switches depending on what you're using, if you're using a 1/4 inch or an XLR, because these are 1/4 inch and XLR inputs. I forgot the technical term. This thing's great though. Like I said, had it for 8 years and it's awesome. The gaff tape doesn't come with it. I don't know why I gaff taped it. I just left it there. So honestly, what I do a lot of times, if I have extra gaff tape and I just don't want to hold it anymore, I'll just stick it on something. I do that on my pants a lot. Like half the time, like I'll get off stage, especially if I'm wearing black pants, and I'll notice that there's just gaff tape stuck to my thigh because I don't know what to do with it, and I don't want to stick it on the drum if I don't need to, so I'm just gonna get rid of it as soon as I can. I'll put a link to this guy in the description down below, so if you're interested in getting one, I'll put a link down there for you to check it out. It'll be the newer version of this. This is like the generation 2. I think they have like a 3rd generation out now, so it'll be a little more compact. This one's a little more beefy because it's just older. Okay. That's my review of this thing. It's great. You should buy one. It's a great backup interface. Also, I went for a run today and I rolled my ankle twice, like within 5 minutes of each other. And it just like, it hurts. Like it's not feeling great right now, but I'll be fine. I forgot to show you where this guy lives. That's his little house. He just lives in there.